I'm building a self-liquidating funnel for our coaching business, but I don't just want to tell you that, I want to show you. I want to show you all of the phases from crafting, intuition, testing, building, so that you can be with me all the way through. This has been something that I never been able to share before, because I'm that kind of person that likes to lock himself in a cave, build something until it's done, and then release it. And when I suggested this project to Alessia, she said to me, "Are you sure you want to do this? This sounds like something complicated that you can get stuck in. Are you trying to avoid something? Or does it excite you?" Here's the logic. I know that the only offer we have at the moment is a high ticket offer, and we only work with people one-on-one. At the moment, as I'm recording this video, things will change in the future. Everything will change in the future. What I'm thinking is, I have built so many resources along the way for people that might need better email marketing, how to craft an offer, how to simplify their business, how to create an engaging follow-up email sequence, how to even design an offer that it's not going to drain your energy and is going to be in line with your values and lifestyle. There's so many things we created and systematized that I fail in communicating the value that's in it, because everything is basically in my head. And Alessia always tells me, your superpower is the way you think. And most of the time, you don't show it, because when you work with clients, everything we do is very specific. And so this time I said, why don't I build a funnel to bridge people finding us on social media and try and make them become buyers as soon as possible, to then eventually make them become clients, because that's my ultimate goal. I can help you at my best when you become a client. But most of the people, me included, sometimes I'm not ready to go one-on-one with somebody that I want to work with. I want to buy maybe a low-ticket product just to see what their process is, to see if that's in line with what I would like. So at the moment, I don't have that. And I'd like to create this bridge for people to be easier to work with us. And I want to share with you the whole journey. And I'm not going to prepare anything, because I want you to get a glimpse of how I design from scratch a self-liquidating funnel to sell a low-ticket product and ascend people from watchers on social media, become buyers, and then become clients eventually. I have no idea if this is going to work. That is not the point. The point is that I'm here to test a fun thing as an experiment to make my products more available for people, with risking of over-delivering again. But then again, if it feels like I'm giving and I don't expect anything back, I'm okay with it. Also, because I don't want to every week come up with content that I have to sort of think back on what we did and try and put it into a nice form for YouTube. I'm just gonna be raw on camera like this and my iPad, so that I can build with you and you can follow me all the way through. If you have any comments or questions, or you find that anything that I'm saying or building is valuable for you, please use it in your business. This is why I'm doing this, to help you, but also because I want to uncover the way I think, so that maybe you can even give me ideas. Any insight you can give me as I'm building would help me process, and I'm gonna reflect your feedback back into the series. This is the first episode of the series, so I want to start immediately. So let's crack on. I haven't prepared anything, so you get to be with me from day one as I'm thinking. The first thing that I want to write down is why I'm doing this. And the reason is what I explained before. This funnel is going to be the simplest way I can bridge the journey from a casual social media watcher into becoming a customer. So I need to create an offer that it's so irresistible that it's so easy for people to say, you know what, I need to know what it is, I need to buy it. My main objective is to create an offer that is so good that I'm I'm gonna feel like I'm gonna be stolen from a little bit. Like people are gonna be getting way more than what I promised. So it's going to be a fine balance between making sure the value of the offer is communicated in the page, in the offer itself, but also the delivery is well taken care of. Because what happens is that if you just chuck a bunch of products into a low ticket product and they're rubbish, people will think you are rubbish. And even if they give you $9, $10, $20, that is literally your first impression of that you will make with them. Because it's not content that is free online anymore. Now they're paying you for service. And that is the very first impression you do. So you're gonna make sure it's good. Also, the offer needs to be split in 3 parts. That's why it's called self-liquidating funnel, because it starts with a super low ticket offer, but of course it's got to be self-liquidating in a way that if I decide to run ads to this new offer and I wanted to make it extremely low ticket, I need to recoup the ad budget somehow. And I know that it's very expensive to acquire a customer, especially on Meta nowadays. Therefore, I need my average order value, AOV, to be as high as I can within the limits of what makes sense for the offer. The structure of the slow funnel is going to be like this. It's going to be a front-end offer, fairly cheap. The offer is going to have an order bump, which is going to be, again, fairly cheap. And I'm going to add an upsell. This is going to be slightly more expensive. This will give me not just more order value, but it would give me a signal of which person is more interested than others. Usually people that only buy the low ticket product, they're not that interested, but if they buy the order bump and the upsell as well, they are in buying frenzy, which means they have a bigger problem to fix, so they want everything that I can offer. So that gives me more ideas on what to do with the traffic that ends up buying everything and potentially offering something else on an email sequence later on. So this is going to be my little funnel, well, depending on what they do. If they only buy this, if they buy this, and if they buy all 3, I can even think about getting a different email sequence. I'm thinking out loud here, so maybe I'm not gonna do this because it's already becoming more complicated. So maybe I can actually unify. I can give them some value via email. If they also buy the upsell, I can add something additional here. I'm not exactly sure what it's going to be, but that's an idea. Before I even start creating an offer, I want to think about what is the biggest problem that my dream client is losing sleep over. We work with people that already have an online business. They have already tried many things. What they're trying to do now is to make sense of all of it, maybe tweak their offer because their delivery is draining, or they are losing their mojo on selling their offer because launching is exhausting. They think they need maybe a different strategy, even though they're not convinced because they tried many things already, and they are starting to understand that nobody's gonna come and save them. But still, they need a better way to unspaghettify their business, because maybe they created multiple offers, they are trying to connect them all together, but then the overwhelm and the confusion get them stuck into doing nothing or not being very confident in promoting things. Their content is not converting. It's not converting because they lack confidence and they are not sure about their messaging because they've built too many things. But the outcome of fixing the content would be conversions. So conversions is always going to be a big one for me. When it comes to conversion, also elements for that is their selling assets. Their selling assets might be their webinars, it might be their sales pages, it might be anything related to selling something. I do have assets for that I created around webinars as well, and how to have webinars that convert, and how to structure them in a way that you invite them on a free webinar or a paid webinar and deliver value, and then convert people from just free or paid customers into clients. So that it's an asset that I have. And in this regard, I have sales page framework. I already have a guide that we give to our clients where we explain all the sections of a sales page and how to write them. So that could be a very interesting asset, which I already tried and as a lead magnet, and it really worked. It's in the bank. As I mentioned before, we have webinar training. We have free webinars training, and also we have training on low ticket workshops, let's say. This is all around conversion because of course everybody wants to sell more. And how you do it makes all the difference, but how you do it in a way that is not stressful. Like everybody that we work with, usually they know how to launch, but launching is extremely exhausting. You have weeks of preparing, and then you need to craft an editorial plan for your content that needs to push people to register to a free event or a paid event, and then you need to deliver the event. It's very stressful. It works really well, but you only can do it like once a year or twice a year. And if that's your only strategy, it's not sustainable. We've been there, we got burned out for it. So we need to find something different. Something else that I can provide is lead generation, because most of the people don't have a lead generation system. Content gets you discovered, but if you don't have a lead generation system, you don't gain leads, you don't know how to nurture them, so that instead of being just casual watcher on Instagram, that one day they find something amazing, the next day they forget about you because they can't find you anymore. We want to create a lead generation system so that you grow your own list of people that are interested and said an initial yes to what you have to offer, and they want to know more. So we've got training on that too. So that could be also one thing. It could be a combination of things. It could be a combination of lead generation and conversion. We've got training on lead magnets, but I'm not a huge fan of lead magnets because on one hand, they work incredibly well to generate leads, but it's not really predictable how the quality of the leads that you get, just because free stuff always attracts people with scarcity mindset. It's not always true, because we've had people in our list for like 5 years that then decided to buy a 5K product. I need to follow my own philosophy, or keeping everything simple, and also keeping all the products very aligned to my philosophy, so that I want to be the final product for my clients. I want them to see that I'm implementing what I'm preaching. So lead magnet, we have training for it. We've done 1,000,000 times. They work incredibly well. I'm not sure I want to have that in my product right now, but it's there. Or we also have email marketing training on how to write to your lists like you're their best friend, and they're getting value, and you can position offers in a way that don't feel salesy. We have training for that as well. So that could be an idea for lead generation and conversion at the same time. Conversions and lead generation are definitely one of the pain points. My people want to get more leads, they want to sell more of their products. So my whole offer should be around that concept. Okay, I think I narrowed down a little bit the essence of what the offer should do in terms of results. Now, because I've already built so much and already have some of the assets on our website, you know what? Let's have a look at what I have so that I can refresh my mind on what asset I have available, and maybe I can put an offer together with that. Okay, stress-free scaling workshop explains our method entirely. It's more like an overview on everything with an in-depth analysis on how you can structure your program in a way that it's sustainable, and the way you can present the offer as well, and how you can scale it without scaling the overwhelm. It's a bit too complex for a front-end offer. I want something that is not too involved, that is not too complicated to implement, because if I get people busy for months, they would think they would need to go through the content before they even think about working with me, where I just want to give them quick wins. I want them to implement something in a few days and get results from it. So this is definitely not. Low ticket launch is, again, the low ticket launch is the breakdown of our launch that is way more sustainable than traditional launches, where I have a training on how to plan your launch in a month instead of multiple months, and how to plan your month for a promotion that only lasts a week, it doesn't last 1.5 months, but also how to structure a workshop in a way that it converts. So I've got that little thing in there. Onboard and Convert is a little workshop we did. It's super powerful, where we share our email marketing resources. So how do we, I think it contains the lead magnet training in there, and also what we do with the email sequences, how we structure them, and we teach you exactly how you can write an email that feels like your best friend, but also positioning offers as well. This is one of the cheapest one, but I think is like jam-packed with value, and this could be interesting to extract a few things from this workshop maybe. YouTube Elite Clients Workshop, it's all about messaging and what type of topics and keywords people should use to really be magnetic and attract their ideal clients. And now this is a bit more involved as a workshop. It requires you to know how to have a good presence on camera, how to edit and all this stuff. Maybe it's a bit too involved and a bit too specific for this type of front-end offer. The Invisible Funnel Workshop, it's what happens when you do have resonant content, and how do you create a flow of clients without having a full-on, full-fledged funnel that is too complicated to put together. It reveals a new strategy that needs to be implemented and worked on. So it's a bit more bird's eye view sort of strategy and less tactical. I feel like for this product, we need to be a little bit more tactical and granular on the problem that I'm trying to fix here. As super low ticket offers that I have available right now, I have a sales page framework guide, which is the tool that we give to our high ticket clients when they need to build their own sales page, because this is the framework that we used in all of our landing pages for lazy dancer tips, for profitable talents. We use a variation of that framework, but that framework is incredibly valuable because we sold more than $1 million worth of digital products with it. It's legit what we use. And this resource is basically the framework in PDF format, but with an email course that every day we'll send you an email about how to write each section of the sales page in a way that is guided as well. So that's something that could be interesting to put together. Also, a followers to customers is, again, this is something that Alessia put together. So I think because she's been writing emails for such a long time and growing communities as well, she's got so much knowledge on how to write to your clients and customers in a way that it feels like a friend, so that there should be some good stuff in there that we can maybe put together. So at the moment, what I'm thinking is also my front-end offer should be something that reflects our brand. Our brand reflects simplicity, sustainability, but also profit. Profitable Talents is the name of the brand. So we want to put together something that it is not going to take forever to implement, that is going to be powerful enough for them to get results from. So this is now what I have to think about. Which elements of which product can I put together for a $9 offer? Now here's the thing. The front-end offer is the driver for everything, but the order bump and the upsell should be not cannibalizing the first offer. There is nothing worse than selling something for very cheap and then tricking people with an upsell that is way more expensive that says, by the way, the very problem that you came here to fix, actually this problem fixes it, not the first one that you just bought for $9. That is the absolute worst. So in my opinion, I should create an offer that is good by itself, as a front-end offer, and I want to think about the order bump and the upsell as complementary options that if you get them, great, they're gonna help you. If you don't get them, it's still good. That is the challenge. So as a front-end offer, I'm not excited about the lead generation because it needs to have some kind of form of conversion as well. So that could be, it's $9. Maybe it's just a resource. Maybe it could be my sales page framework, because that's directly in line with conversions. Like if you don't know how to write a sales page and you don't want to hire a professional copywriter like we did back in the days and we spent a shit ton of money for it, get the guide. It's just $9. So the guide will fix the selling problem. So they have an asset, they don't have a good sales page for it. Maybe that's just the lower hanging fruit for my audience. So it could be a sales page framework. It's a document. It's a series of emails as well. What could an order bump be? So you've got your sales asset. Now the order bump should be something that is slightly more expensive. So if the front-end offer is about $9, $10, the order bump can become something like a no-brainer, like a $30, $40 kind of thing. That makes it $50 order value for just the front end plus order bump. But what's worth $40? I'm thinking sales page templates. Actually, that's way too low for a template, especially for Kajabi users. We have templates for sales pages, which we created with this. Actually, that could be interesting because we give you the guide with the framework and a template that matches the same template. So you just need to write the copy and paste it into the template. That could be valuable because you don't need a developer or a web designer for that. So that could be interesting. But I'm thinking $40 for a template. Gosh, it's a steal. But I like it because it's a steal. You know what? It could be interesting to do. It's an irresistible offer. I'll give you a framework to write your copy and also give you a template that you can copy and paste it into. It does feel good, doesn't it? So I'm gonna put it as version 1 and see what happens. So sales page, Kajabi templates. It works well in theory so far because if you only need help on how to write sales copy, you have the guide. If you already know how to build your sales pages, you don't need the templates. But let's suppose that my client, which they usually do, they don't know how to put things together in Kajabi. A template would be perfect. So that's an interesting option. Great. So far, I'm kind of happy with it, but what could an upsell be? Like what could be something that I can help people with that came to improve conversions on their offer? Okay, so I'm selling a sales page, which is going to improve their offer, hopefully. I give them templates. What do they need? Do they need a way for them to launch the offer once they have the selling asset? It would be a natural step because what we do with our clients is we work on their dream customer, dream client, and then dream offer, and then we create the sales asset, which is the sales page or the VSL, the webinar, the whatever sales assets they have. So, but that is only after we've landed on an offer. Now that you do have an offer, you want to sell it. In terms of you need traffic, you need people to actually see it. So if you need that, the next step would be to launch it. So that could be interesting as an upsell. Maybe I can sell something to launch it sustainably. Launch your offer in 7 days, something like that. It could be interesting. Burnout proof launch. We do have resources for that. I might have to put them together in a slightly different way, but it makes sense because they're ready to sell it, but they may not know how to sell it without doing a big launch. So this could be interesting to put together. Okay, this is my version 1, and I'm sure I'm gonna sleep on it and see how the brain will re-noodle everything I just said, but this is how I usually think about things. Let me know what you think. Do you think it's going to be useful? Do you think I'm completely missing the mark? Do you think this offer is going to be irresistible? The price point for it, again, is going to be a $9, $10 front-end offer with a $37, $47 order bump. I don't know. This might change, but this is what I'm thinking. And as an upsell, I'm thinking about $130 for the upsell. So this is the price range that I'm thinking about. The type of increase in prices is what we tested over the years that work really well as an ascension. But tell me what you think so far. Do you think it would be useful for you in terms of offers put together? Would they make sense to you? Let me know in the comments, because I'd be very curious to know. And I'll keep thinking about this. And anything that comes up, I'm going to record it so you'll be aware. So the next step is going to be, I don't know, you'll discover in the next episode. As soon as it's recorded, I'm going to link it here so that you can watch it right now.